AJ, now that you've had time to go ahead and assess this organization, where do you start when it comes to rebuilding or fixing the Padres?
I think the good thing is we already have a decent start with the pitching staff. Obviously with Andrew Kashner and Tyson and Ian Kennedy, we've got three arms that I think that give you a good foundation going forward. I think what we've been focused on the last few months is from a staff standpoint, hiring, scouting personnel, coaching personnel, and really building the infrastructure to give us a chance to succeed in the future. So
when it comes to your offense, I know you've been asked about this in the past. Do you have any untouchable pieces? Do you see anyone that you identify that could be part of the core of your offense?
Yeah, I think there are definitely players here that we look forward to seeing some improvement next year. There are some guys that had some rough, whether it's first half or a few weeks, but I think when you look at the team in the second half, the way they played, some energy, some better performance from some guys. I think just naturally, we're going to have better second halves. I think there are some pieces going forward that that we feel are going to be a part of what we do here, in the next few years. And now it's a matter of adding to that core.
Jed Jerko started as a third baseman, moved to second base, played well. Do you envision his future third or second?
I think for right now, I think the good thing about Jed is he's versatile, but I think from our standpoint right now, for planning purposes, we're looking at him as a second baseman. He's got good hands, good actions, and I know he's gotten very comfortable over there. So from our standpoint, he's our second baseman.
You guys made the decision to go ahead and non-tender Everett Cabrera, who has pretty much been the Padres shortstop over the past few years. Do you have a shortstop somewhere in your system, and how far off is Trey Turner?
Yeah, I think as I mentioned, I think part of the decision, or one of the nice things of, at least they, with Everett having the injury at the end of last year and not getting on the field, it was a chance for Alexi Amarista to play, and he took advantage of it. He played well. So I think we go into spring training, at least in a competition standpoint. We just had a chance to sign Clint Barmas, who's a veteran player. He's had a chance to be around good clubs the last few years in Pittsburgh, and has been around the league, and he's a sure-handed, steady ball player that that Buddy knows well. So I think with Alexi and Clint, we have two guys that can play the position, play shortstop. I think for down the road, I think we're from our standpoint, you have Trey Turner and Jose Rondon, two players that that'll be in the system, probably somewhere in Double A, High A, that we're excited about playing in the middle. Trey went to the fall league, played there, participated there, was able to play on the taxi squad, so he played a few days a week. I think it was a very good learning experience for him, a chance to play against more experienced players, and then also a chance for him to do his work, body-wise and conditioning-wise, and get a head start on an off-season program to put on some weight, which he's been doing.
Josh Johnson didn't throw a pitch for the Padres last season, regular season. How are talks going with him? I know both sides expressed interest in coming back.
Yeah, I think the good thing with Josh, I think, is that ultimately, I think even though he couldn't he couldn't perform last year on the field and had the injury issue, I think it was a chance for him to get around our people to get around Josh, and I think there's a good sense from both sides that we want to try to see if we can find a way to make it work and let Josh come back, and hopefully this year he's healthy and gets a chance to help our team.
You guys missed out on Pablo Sandoval and Yasmani Tomas, and the big names we keep hearing about would be Matt Kemp, a guy like Matt Kemp or Justin Upton for Yasmani Grandal. How do you feel about trading in division?
I think it's at the end of the day, I think we're just looking to make good decisions and good deals, and I think if that ends up being a deal with a team in the National League West, so be it. The nature of trades in general usually is you got to give something good to get something, and I think from our standpoint, we're looking at ways to improve our team, and if that ends up taking us to the NL West, we're okay doing that.
Is there a set budget for the Padres this year when it comes to payroll?
I think it's a situation where ownership has been they've been in the loop so far throughout the whole process. They understand that depending on what happens here in the next few weeks, it may take our budget to different levels and our payroll to different levels. I think at that point, we continue to sit down with ownership and explain, hey, here's the type of team and the type of moves that some of these things may lead to, and have those discussions then.
Since the day you were introduced as Padres GM, have you had a chance to do anything? How much sleep have you been getting? I know I saw you at an Aztecs game. Have you had a chance to do anything outside of baseball?
No, it's definitely been a whirlwind. I think, but I think that's just the nature of baseball. Right now, this time of year, baseball in general is that way. I think all 30 clubs are, all 30 clubs are working long hours and, trying to find ways to get better and improve in competition. And then when you add that with obviously some change as well, it becomes a pretty hectic pace. But that's just the nature of baseball right now at this time of year.
Last thing, how hard is your buddy John Daniels trying to pry Andrew Kashner away from you?
JD's always looking to improve his team. He's always working hard. So, I think I definitely think from JD's standpoint, I'm sure he's out there. I think hopefully staying away from our good players and looking to help me out and help me make a good trade here as a first time trading partner. So we'll see.
Thank you very much.